Just how fast is RISC OS compared to a Linux platform distribution? Hi, I'm Tom Williamson from the youtube.com/Wi-Fi Sheep Tech and Retro Gaming channel. Today we're going to test the boot up times of a stock Raspberry Pi OS image versus a prototype build of RISC OS Cloverleaf. For fairness, we'll use the same stock Raspberry Pi model B3 Plus and the same 16GB micro SD card. Both OSs will be fresh installs and both will be booted once before the time test to make sure all features are fully installed and set up correctly. The challenge will be to boot up on the Raspberry Pi 3B Plus from cold, load into the desktop graphical user environment, and then open the default installed web browser, navigating through to the RISCOScloverleaf.com website. So let's start with the Debian Linux-based Raspberry Pi OS, formerly known as Raspbian. You'll notice that Raspberry Pi OS no longer shows the boot kernel, instead using a holding slide. At 53 seconds in, we finally see a cursor on screen. Just over a minute in and we finally get to the Pixel desktop. So we'll click to open the default web browser, in this case Google Chromium. (125) and we can type in the RISCOScloverleaf.com web address. And there's the front page loaded, so we'll stop the clock. And the results? Well, from a cold full boot and web browser load time, the stock Linux powered Raspberry Pi OS took 2 minutes and 11 seconds to complete. Okay, so now we'll repeat the test with RISC OS Cloverleaf, which has been flashed to the same SD card and refitted to the same Raspberry Pi 3B Plus board. Let's see what happens. Well, already things are working much quicker, as we can see the boot kernel. After finding a network connection, we're straight into the desktop at just under 11 seconds. Let's try the browser. (27 seconds in and we're ready to type the address in for the RISCOScloverleaf.com website. And there we have it, the site is loaded. We'll stop the clock. The whole process from cold boot took a little under 54 seconds. As we've seen by these results, the speed difference between the two OSs is huge. The stock Raspberry Pi OS performing the task in 2 minutes and 11 seconds, and RISC OS Cloverleaf completing the same task on the same hardware in as little as under 54 seconds. Clearly, this demonstrates just how powerful and fast a RISC OS Cloverleaf computing platform could be. Currently, the builds of RISC OS, including the ones used in this demonstration, are in the 32-bit mode only, utilising one CPU core. However, one of RISC OS Cloverleaf's development goals is to introduce 64-bit multi-core support and processing in the near future. In addition, RISC OS users can already take advantage of RISC OS Cloverleaf's growing portfolio of original software, such as ChatCube, an online real-time chat and text client for services such as Telegram. If you've been impressed by this demonstration, but why not try RISC OS for yourself? You can purchase a Cloverleaf RISC OS microSD card for your Raspberry Pi for just €29. The RISC OS Cloverleaf project offers a real alternative to the standard Linux operating systems we've all become accustomed to. If you want to see the project develop further, then you can join the RISC OS Cloverleaf crowdfunding initiative hosted via the Kickstater platform from as little as €19, with backers receiving a RISC OS Cloverleaf t-shirt along with other tier-related perks. For full information or to register your interest, head to www.riscoscloverleaf.com.